queue, and I'm going to show you guys how to design and build one. So first I want to go over what exactly a queue is and how we can model it. So a queue is a memory device kind of like a stack, but in the reverse of what a stack does. A stack is first in, last out. So if you push in into a stack 5, 3, and 2, you get out 2, 3, and 5. Whereas in a queue, if you push in 5, 3, and 2, you get out 5, 3, 2 in that order. So let's demonstrate something like that. Let's go ahead and get a 5, and push into the queue. Hold up. There we go. Okay. Our pointer set up. Okay. Now we're showing the 5 that's pushed in. Now let's also push in a 3, 3, and then maybe like an 8. Oh. So if you notice, it's only showing the first thing that we pushed in. The 3 and the 8 are behind the 5. But then we can pop out from the 5 the 3, and we can also pop out the 8. So this is a pretty cool device, and it's really simple how it works, so I'll go ahead and explain that next. So basically this is two devices hooked together. The first device is this memory cell that takes an input like this and has a memory on it, like a memory cell like this, and it just chains together all the way down. And then there's this comparator that takes the output of the memory cell and it gives you a read. So it basically allows you to have a read. So here's the read from this memory cell, here's the read for this memory cell, and so on and so forth. And that's all this part is. And then that's busing the read out to this common OR line right here. Then what's going on is all these reads are hooked up to this thing that is a shift register. This shifts a pointer left and right. So when our pointer is all the way towards us, it won't allow us to pop anymore. We try to click this button, but since this comparator is being powered into, it's acting like an AND gate, and it is actually acting like a NAND gate right now, or an implies gate right now. And pop does nothing. Pop doesn't affect the output at all, which is exactly what we want when it's at 0, or when it's at the 0th location. But if we push, then we notice that it moves that pointer from there to there. So let's demonstrate that by pushing in like maybe a 3. Our pointer moves there. Because this is the most recent data that it cares about showing the output to the user. Even though all of our data may be all the way down here, like here's our here's the top 2 bits that we had on, and over here is all of the bits on. So those will still be in there, but it only cares about where this pointer is. So that's how this thing operates. So go ahead and build it next. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a 2-bit version of that thing over there. So first let's start with our inputs. Whoops. And we need our cells at lock. And we need to be able to control these somehow. I'm only doing 2 bits, so you don't really even have to do this, but it's for demonstration purposes. And then we have our read out. It comes out like that, and then we have something like that. Okay, so I had to go check my other design. So basically, where are we? We're over here. We're gonna put a block here, and we're gonna get our output of this from here. We're gonna put this block like that, put a few half slabs like this. Whoops, not the sign. And we're gonna do that. It's okay if that powers into it like that because it's all from the same bit set of bits. It's the data that we want, so it's okay. Okay, so here's the first part of the cell hooked up. And now we just need to copy and paste this. Position 1, position 2, copy, paste -A. Okay, let me just check over here real quick. So I see what's wrong, so we just gotta move this stuff over, move this there, do that, and then do that. That ought to fix it. Do the same thing here, move this over. I guess this can stay low. There we go. So all we have to do is put a repeater right there, because that's the only issues we're gonna have. Oh, and we're gonna have to put a block there. So that'll drop signal through. And that's the memory cell that we have over there. So now all we need to do is actually just do this. Then we'll power underneath here with our torches. And then we'll OR these together, and this is our right line. So when we click that, it'll allow data to go through. I'm gonna do this for my outputs like I had on my example that I showed you guys. And here's the outputs. Was I supposed to have redstone on it? No, it doesn't look like it. Whoops. Okay. So now we need to also add our pointers here. So we can come underneath and add, oh, whoops. We can add torches down here to power up and through the block. and that's where our shift register will hook up to. Okay, so we're going to need something like that. Okay. And then we'll hook up our shift register to this. Okay, so what we have so far is a way to get data in and have it keep progressing downwards. Now we just need to keep track of the data that we want to constantly see. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, come down one like that, place a comparator in like that. Go 1, 2, that much room, just like that. And now let's reference the other design. So the lock is on the right side. Okay, so we'll put the lock on the right side here. And then we'll come up like this. Do the same thing here. I'll make it at least 2 deep. And this is just like an example build to show you guys how to do this. But there's our memory cells. So this actually has a split either up or down. And then this is going to have to be split down. Oh, whoops, going the wrong way. There we go. I was gonna say, I knew this should work out. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to get from the cell to be able to switch directions one way to the other, to get it to shift both ways. Okay, the next few parts are pretty simple. This is almost done. Granted, this is only a 2-bit, 2 deep queue for the example. Should probably finish this up all the way, huh? Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay, that's why that didn't work. So now we need a way to get into this line to power it, and we're going to do that like this. And then we need to get these lines together because this will shift everything right. And then the other two lines will shift everything left. Except this is going to have a problem with one thing, and that's with this powering through. So I figured out how we can fix this, and it's just we can add a block here and power into the block. And that'll fix that. Just block off that right there, and there. That issue solved. Just plug in our repeaters there. Okay. So now what we need to do is hook it up. So we want the top is push, the bottom is pop. So this is push. And the bottom is going to be pop. I don't really care that they're uneven. Okay. So now we need uh, shoot, what's the term? Monostable circuits, that's right. So we're going to come up like this.